Dimitri writes, "Greetings, AMC. I'm a big fan. Seeing as John Bernthal has now been cast as the Punisher for the upcoming Daredevil Season 2, do you think if the character is a hit with the fans that Marvel will make a new Punisher movie with John Bernthal? Thanks, and keep bringing the filthy."
Well, before I give my thoughts on this subject, I want to say a lot of people have been sending in comments on YouTube, on our email, on Twitter, asking us, how come you guys aren't talking about the Punisher casting? Because it's a television series. Now, the reason why we're answering here is because this question is phrased in a way that ties into a possible movie. So now we can talk about it.
Thank you for phrasing the question
Yes,
like that.
exactly. So if you want questions like that answered, you got to phrase it in a particular way. Anyways, I love the casting. John Bernthal, I think he's great. He was great in The Walking Dead as Shane. Most recently, we saw him in Fury. He brings that intensity, that obsessive, that anger that I think Frank Castle needs and should have. But as far as the movie's concerned, I think it's possible, but it would be a ways away. First of all, he's not having his own series yet. He's just showing up in the Daredevil Season 2, probably as antagonist. And then they probably will spin off and do a Netflix series, which will run how many seasons. Then if that's popular, then we'll see probably a big budgeted movie, but only then. So it's quite a ways off, if at all. Mark?
I'm beyond excited for the casting of John Bernthal as the Punisher. He was my favorite superhero as a kid. I have a lot of the comic books all the way back to Punisher issue #1. And this is the fact that you get to see him in a universe for 13 episodes. Daredevil was great on its own. Now incorporating the Punisher in that world is just mind-blowingly great to me. Seeing him on the big screen is something that I'd be reticent to say that I can't wait to see that if it's another Punisher movie, because they've tried so many times to make a Punisher film and it just has never paid off the way that you would hope. With this, I think that if they make the first film that would probably come out of this would be a Daredevil film, right? With some other characters in there. So you get to see the Punisher on the big screen as part of the Daredevil universe to begin with. They might stay on Netflix, though. Even if they make a Punisher spinoff series, or they want to make a 2-hour Daredevil special movie. Brad Pitt, Adam Sandler, they've both gone to Netflix. Netflix is the way that movies can be going eventually, so you may see him in a film, but staying on Netflix. Either way, I just want to see John Bernthal as the Punisher. It's going to be awesome.
David?
Yeah, and I think I agree with Mark. I think it would be cool to have a Netflix movie with John Bernthal and as Punisher, because we've seen in the Daredevil series and a lot of, you see in House of Cards and the Netflix produced series, like they look great. Like they're really high production values, So I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it straight to Netflix. It doesn't have to be in the big screen. Of course, for AMC movie theaters, it'd be great if they could show it in there too. Bring some business to AMC. But I would love to see something.
But I don't see a purpose of a direct to Netflix movie though, because they're doing a series already. Like, why put in people? What they're doing the series for is they want people to subscribe to their service, right? But so putting on a movie, I just don't think what does anything for them.
Right, and a Punisher series, I think, would be more interesting because you get to know the character a little more and you get to spend more hours with this person. If they don't feel like they can do that, I mean, look at something like 24, which had a great run, and then they have an independent 2-hour movie that comes out on Fox, and it's like, okay, that was fun. I would stick with the series for now, and let's just get it running.
Yeah, and then eventually, if it is popular enough, then you make a big budget 2-theater movie, because then you'll get the budget that you need for it. I mean, Daredevil is a pretty good budget for that series, and it looks good. But if you're going to make a big movie out of it, you're going to probably have to spend a lot more money.
And as we saw with Daredevil, there's all these Easter eggs about how he is in the same cinematic universe, technically, as all these other superheroes that are on the big screen, because they reference the Avengers and they reference Spider-Man. So now the Punisher is kind of in that universe already, which is just good news for everybody out there.
They should have him show up in Civil War. Him and Daredevil just show up in
That'd be
Civil
awesome.
War.
Bring it.
That'd be awesome.